Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 293 of Sold with Updike Pugh.
I'm Jeff Updike.
I am Weston Pugh, and today we have a really great house that is close to Jeff. It is 7622 Morton Street.
Really great house. And the second segment today, we're going to talk about how to avoid stress.
Holidays.
The holidays.
Because they are upon us, are they not?
You worded that. So in our second segment today, we're going to talk about pro tips of how to avoid the holiday. Oh, no. In our second segment, we're going to have pro tips of how to survive the holidays.
Woo! We got that on the first take, people. Listen up. That'll be good stuff. All right. Yes, it is a very interesting time of year, so stick with us and see if our tips match your tips. But before we do that, Jeff, tell me all about your weekend.
Well,
and the viewers.
Here's how my weekend started. So this is Adrian's neighborhood, and I have volunteered to help organize a little bit of neighborhood cheer and get together over there. So I started off the meeting Saturday with a meeting with the group of people. These are cowboy sliders that I made 6 pans of to take to an event on Sunday. And then Adrian and I went over to White Rock Lake Brewery, which is ironically in down south of downtown. And then Saturday night we went to the Aurora Art, which is this big outdoor experience that was around City Hall, and it wasn't very good. And then we went over to AT&T Discovery Center, which was beautiful and was just packed with people. And they have this huge display down there that is so vivid and lifelike. I had to take a picture of it. Sunday got up and went to the Friendsgiving. Here's one of my friends, David Burns. He and I were in charge of cooking the chickens. Here's the two that I got to model with. And then here's a couple of, or a picture of some of the friends that were there.
Friends and clients right there.
Yeah, they are. And I think we had, Ray really put this on. I think there were 85 or 90 people. And that's what I felt like at the end of Sunday.
You and Cannon both had it.
We'd had it.
Yeah. Well, good.
How'd your weekend go?
Mine was a lot different than yours. I played pickleball, of course. But then I spent most of my weekend in the studio doing some glazing. Here I am, safety first. And I set up a very small spray booth. I'm going to revamp that spray booth. It wasn't quite big enough for it. Thank you for helping me adjust my spray gun so it works better. These are some molds that I had. And that is a trapper and that's a cowboy. Interesting though, first time I've ever made colored slip, and then I applied what's called smoke glaze on top of it. I thought the blue one came out really good.
It's interesting. Yeah.
I'm going to experiment this. This is a huge batch of Christmas.
Love hippie Santa.
Peace Santa was good. There's also Hawaiian. There's a bunch of good stuff in there. But this also reaffirmed that I will never be a production potter. This is hard work. God. I also made molds earlier this fall of horse apples and turned those molds into actual ornaments. So this is, I think I made almost 30 horse apples in white porcelain. Here we have a green, it's called green flux. Turned out pretty good. Sorry about the photograph. I was doing this morning in the dark, but this is how they turned out. Jason's concerned they're too heavy. I think the tree is tougher than that, but I think they came out really good. The texture is really interesting.
Very nice.
Probably will also experiment with those by attaching them to the side of bowls and vases. I think that's an interesting look there, and they actually work really well with the way glazes move and wrap around. So we'll see.
Interesting.
I'll keep you posted.
It was a great weekend.
It was a good weekend. The weather was amazing.
Yeah.
So this weekend stacks up the last weekend before the holidays begins.
Mm-hmm.
So this weekend is the opposite of fun. This is actually going to be the weekend that Jason and I cuss and discuss how to put the cover over the pool.
Okay.
That's my least favorite time of the year.
It worked really well last year with all the big balls.
Whatever.
Anyway.
Not excited.
So let's jump into Market Watch. There's some really interesting stuff going on in the market. We're still seeing inventory climb. Coming soon listings are up 2%. There were still 53 that came in the marketplace last week. New active listings were up 19%. 454 new active listings in Dallas County. Option period, first status that a contract hits is up 1%. There were 256 homes that went into an auction period last week.
So pending is down. I don't really worry too much about this because it was up 19% last week, which is a huge bump. That 19% then translated to an increase in 32% versus last week in sales, and that was up 89 units. This is typically a little bit early for us to see this large of an increase, but that's due to the fact that Thanksgiving is next week, so everybody's wrapping up this week. I will say that, Jeff, I think that new active right there at plus 19 is the relaxation of sellers right now because the elections are over.
I would agree.
I think that the unknown is done. The shock is set in, and now we're seeing people come back to life.
Mortgage rates were 6.812. They were still up just a smidge.
Yep. Which you and I both have started talking to people, and we think 6.5 to where we are right today could be the norm, and it's kind of time to wrap your head around that.
Yep. I would.
Where do we get the information
totally
from?
Agree. So we get our information on mortgage rates from Optimal Blue. It's a really great website if you want some historical data. It's free. It's just a really great information website.
Absolutely. So good information. But before we go any further, let's take a look and talk about 7622 Morton Street. This is in your neighborhood, Jeff.
This is a really great neighborhood. It's about 5 or 6 blocks north of me and 1 block to the west. So I will tell you that the number one thing about living in this neighborhood is the convenience to everything.
Everything. Because you actually have access, and if you're not from Dallas, this is going to be important. Because you are so close to Mockingbird, you have the main direct line that allows you to enter into one of the primary spots of East Dallas. So you are able to access that where a lot of people are too high or too low, but you're dead on. And then north and south, 35 or the toll road. Toll road is what, 4 minutes from your house?
Yeah, probably.
At the max. But yet you're not like up against 635 where you hear the noise.
Right.
You're far enough away, and I think the maturity of the trees and the canopy catch and hold so much of that noise that it is a great area. Plus, Love Field, and you're not in the path of the flights.
No, it's really super convenient. I have to take Adrian to DFW quite a bit, and so, it's not in rush hour, but it's a 20-25 minute drive at the most to get to DFW from here. It's really super convenient. Ubering to Love Field is the answer right now because it's a $10 or $15 Uber ride where 1 day of parking over there is $30 now.
No kidding. Well, not only is it super convenient, but in this area, locals really have a lot of opportunities. And one of the newest opportunities that they have is called Doughbirds. And Doughbirds is a restaurant that is in Inwood Village. It is a kind of across the parking lot from St. Bernard's. So if you know where St. Bernard's is, you know where this is. And this has really turned into like restaurant mecca. It's not quite Beltline quality, but it's still a lot of great restaurants over here. This is a new concept. It's more of an Americana, so we're not doing pizza, we're not doing Mexican food, but they are doing pizza. And it is great pizza. And the funniest thing is I said I'm not doing Mexican food, but I had a margarita there, and it was probably one of the best margaritas I've ever had.
Wow.
Aside from Mexico. So yeah, check it out.
One of the other great things about living in the neighborhood is walking or running in Greenway Park. If you are someone that enjoys the outdoors and wants to run in, I'm going to use a word here, a safe neighborhood, this is I would say a very safe neighborhood to run in. The Homeowners Association there, which is one of the few residential homeowner associations in Dallas, mandatory, part of their budget every year is the extended neighborhood patrols with Dallas Police. And so when I go over there, I've got, depending on how energetic I feel that day, I've got a 2, 3, or 4 mile little path, in my head. And invariably, there's always a Dallas police car sitting somewhere in that neighborhood with a patrolman in it.
It's amazing. It is a beautiful, beautiful neighborhood. Now, also in this area, there are going to be a lot of lifestyle conveniences, what we call it. And I said I can name 2 grocery stores, and you said there was a third. I said Tom Thumb and Central Market, and then you threw in
Then Trader Joe's is also right there on Lover's Lane. It's ironically right behind Doughbirds.
And it's so these are elements that make life easier. So we already talked about left field. That's super convenient. Home Depot.
There's a Home Depot at Inwood and, or, I'm sorry, at Mockingbird and Lemon, basically. And then there's a Lowe's right across the street from it.
Yes. And then UT Southwestern. So in this neighborhood, these are the highlights, but there's a lot going on. So it makes it super convenient, just like as if you were in the suburbs.
So let's talk about the property. So this is 7622 Morton Street. And this is such a cool property. It's a 3-bedroom, 3.5 bath. The original structure was built in 1948, but it has been completely modified and updated by one of the premier builders of that works in this neighborhood. It's priced at $1,270,000.
And it is that sweet spot in square footage. It is 2,535 square feet, which is amazing. As you walk in the front door, what they've done a really great focal wall, but they've used the brick to create that focal point. And as you come in a few more steps, turn, and you see this really open concept room. This is a very interesting location for a fireplace, and I think that it works because as you can see here, we're going to turn back around. This is like what we would call a hero shot. Mm-hmm. And this allows you to see how we transition in this room from living room, small eat-in, seating area here. One of the things that you and I both, as we were touring and talking with Jeremy, we talked over and over about how wonderful it is to have this many windows in the house.
And really high ceilings. They did a really great job of raising that ceiling height by a foot inside. They've got these huge windows, really on all 4 sides of this area. The kitchen's done very well, kind of a galley-style kitchen with some eat-up bar space, but modernized, brand new cabinetry, gas stove. It's really just move-in ready.
I like the fact that some of the ways that they've organized the house aren't always what we would anticipate seeing, like not putting the actual cabinets on the other side of the vent hood, cladding the vent hood in the actual material of the tile that is on the backsplash. Mm-hmm. These are all architectural elements that kind of begin to let you know that you're in a very unique home. Also downstairs, we've got this bedroom that is a really great bedroom as far as size and also window light that we have here. So this is the bathroom downstairs as well, and they've done a really good job both with the tile selects but also just the flow, utilizing that space to its best components.
And this is the powder room. Am I right on that? Yeah, this is the powder room right there that is just across from the kitchen area, and it really fits in just very, very nicely as you go upstairs, downstairs. I'm sorry.
This is the master bathroom or master bedroom, and one of the great things about this is that it actually opens up to the patio. So this is smart thinking. This is what we see a lot of times in larger houses throughout Dallas. But then this, this is the master bathroom.
They did a great job with this master bath.
It was, again, smart. They backlit that mirror here. Again, we've done a really good job with the tile and backsplash. This is just a winning shot, and it's slightly out of balance. But I think that's what makes this house, again, I keep talking about these, the way they're balancing things. That's what makes it interesting and gives that room just a little bit of tension, and works amazingly. If you think the pictures are good, you have to go see it in person.
I would agree. And this is the stairwell as you go upstairs. The second floor was added on. There were 2 bedrooms added up there. This is the one on the front of the house.
This is actually the office on the landing on the second floor.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
And then again, they did a great job with the windows, just easy. Good size master, or not master, but could be because you think it's so big, but great space upstairs. I love it when we get bedrooms that are not like super tiny. This is a good one and great pergola.
And yeah, I love the outdoor space. So they've got a really nice combination of turf. They've got some black rock. That is a single car carport that you will see, I think, maybe again when you turn around. But wonderful outdoor space, and you can be out in the sun. There's the 2-car garage, rear entry with a roller gate. So you can get 2 full-size cars into that. Plus you've got this other covered parking space on the back.
So this is 7622 Morton Street. It's a 3-bedroom, 3 full, 1/2 bath, 2-car garage, built in 48 but recently remodeled. It's under 2,600 square feet, It's priced at $1,270,000. That brings us in at $599 a square foot. This is an amazing home.
It is.
If it is not under contract yet, it is one that you need to contact us so that you can get a look and see for yourself. We would also like to say thank you so much to Jeremy Whitaker for allowing us to feature this amazing home.
And with that, we'll be right back.
Did you know there are a lot of ways you can keep up with us? For starters, every Wednesday at noon, we host Sold with Updike Pugh, live from our Facebook and YouTube channels. Our show is dedicated to featuring some of the best homes in the Dallas market and about sharing timely information about market trends. But don't worry if you miss the show, because you can always listen to them on SoundCloud, iTunes, and Spotify.
Still want more? Follow us on Instagram, where you get a first-hand look at what it's like to be a realtor. And it's not always previewing homes for clients or getting them ready to go live in MLS. Lastly, visit our website and you'll be able to create a custom home search tailored specifically to your wants and needs that's timely and accurate. Whether it's square foot, location, or the neighborhood, we have you covered.
If you'd like to know how much your home is worth, we can help with that too. Just visit homeprice.fyi, enter a few pieces of information like your home address, and we'll email you a price. When you're ready to talk real estate, you can reach us online, by phone, or by text at 214-377-2223.
And remember, we want to be realtors for life.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the second segment, episode 293 of Sold with Updike Pugh. I'm Jeff Updike.
I'm Weston Pugh, and we're going to share with you some pro tips because we are the pros on how to survive the holidays. And it's funny that Zach put it in there with a Y, because I specifically put it in there with a Z and called it days, because I feel like that's what we're going to be doing. So let's get started. Some of the things that you need to think about is being proactive and not pouty. And I mean, it is the holiday of food and plenty. If you don't like the fact that someone brought a green bean casserole and you like your green bean sauteed, figure that out and do it yourself. Even if it's a duplicate, just get with it.
Yeah.
And then what's the holiday and events? You don't like to go shopping? Don't go. Make it happen. Plan something else.
Set boundaries. Know what your limits are. Know what you're willing to do. Know what you're not willing to do. Plan ahead for what you are willing to do, and stick within that. Don't step outside that comfort zone.
And politely decline. If you feel thin, you're done. And Irish goodbye. That's a good one. I love that one.
I'm really good at that.
You are an Irish buyer.
Don't take the bait in conversations. It is this time of year. Holiday conversations are going to be very, very difficult around mixed families, politically mixed families. So just don't take the bait. Avoid it.
Avoid it. Now here's a new one. Get everyone involved. I say the weather's going to be on our side. Get outside. Plan to be outside.
Yeah.
So that could be pickleball, that could be walks, that could be a game of flag football. But get everyone out and burn off some of that energy that everyone's going to have being together. Just take advantage of that. Plus, you're probably not the only one that wants to get outside and do something besides just sit around and talk.
And just spread some cheer. I mean, just check on people that might be alone. Reach out to people who might struggle during the holidays emotionally. Maybe they, have lost a significant person in their life in the last year. And those first holidays are hard to go through. So take the time to reach out to people.
Because during these times when things are tough, the smallest gesture really makes a big difference.
That is true.
So let's recap. Be proactive, set boundaries, don't take the bait, get everyone involved, and spread some cheer.
Hope you found that helpful. We'll see you again next time.
When you're ready to talk real estate, you can reach us online, by phone, or by text at 214-377-2223.
And remember, we want to be realtors for life.